What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol UPST for UpStart Holdings. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, they did give us an earnings announcement after the bell today, so let's flip on the extended hour session and see what's going on with the number. So maybe the number actually hasn't come out yet. It looks like it's going to be a little bit later, but people are anticipating a bullish move here, so good numbers, good guidance, and of course, it looks very likely that we'll open on some sort of gap up for tomorrow's session. Please keep in mind a lot can happen between now and 9:30, so adjust accordingly. But the levels we will care about essentially are the overnight high, the opening print, let's just sort of catch it here around 142.25, and then today's high of day, all right? And this is going to continue to wiggle around. Again, this is where it's up to you to adjust accordingly for tomorrow's open. If I zoom in on the daily time frame chart, let's talk about scenarios here. Number one, whenever we're dealing with a gap, could be up or down, is the gap and trap. And what that looks like is opening here, failing to find new buyers up and over the overnight high, retracing back down through the open for a short-sided trade to fill the gap underneath down towards 109.90. Let's just round up and call it 110. Because that is such a large range, and this typically does not travel that range in one day, let's take out our Fibonacci's and quickly calculate the half gap. So if we do something like this, your half gap, based on what we currently are looking like, would be roughly the 50 SMA on the daily time frame, which is 50% of the move. Very ironic how that's working, but it's roughly 126.50s, all right? So that would be your first target. Then you can monitor for continuation into the full gap fill. Notice that the daily downtrend is fairly firm here. The gap up is bucking that daily trend. Maybe it's a reason for the short to work out in our favor, but we still need that setup to unfold before we look short. If we come on over to the trade tab, what you'll notice is that this stock is easy to borrow. And on the put side of things for the option contracts, absolutely horrific volume here. I would not touch these options with a 10-foot pole. Even if we go out a couple of expirations here, I mean, the options are just not where it's at inside of UpStart. So I would not look to short this via puts. I would go with the shares which are easy to borrow if we get the failure to hold the gap up and failure to find new buyers up and over the overnight high. If we make the move that is the gap and go, which looks something like this, opening here, bullish acceptance in that overnight range between the open and the high, and then break out up and over the overnight high. That's your long entry over that 150 essentially to bring us into the next daily resistance, which is up here closer to 163.62. That's definitely reasonable based on some of the candle sizes in the average range that UpStart seems to travel. You know, something like that wouldn't be off the table, especially with an earnings catalyst. So those are the levels, those are the scenarios that I'll be watching out for tomorrow. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.